Shout out to Kevin Smith for sending me this story. Now, if you don't know who this young lady is in this picture, her name is Rooha Haghar, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Now, y'all may not recognize her because of the image y'all see on the screen. However, y'all may have seen the video where she was giving a valedictorian speech at her high school graduation, where right in the middle of her speech, she was cut off by one of the administrators there. And I'm not sure if he was a principal or what have you, but it was a very disrespectful thing to do. Now, this young lady was talking in her speech and she mentioned a name. And that name was Trayvon Martin. I think she was starting to head into the territory, I guess, talking about the injustice that we face in this establishment. And the minute that she mentioned Trayvon Martin's name, the guy gave the signal to cut her off. Now, I did see the actual video, like the little clip video on Tariq Nasheed's page, on his Instagram page. And she actually handled that with a lot of class, because she could have just went off on this guy, or went off and what's going on. And he did it so slick, but we saw what he did. He looked over at the person, I guess, who was controlling the microphone levels. He gave this hand gesture like a thumbs up, and like another gesture, like one of those gestures to say cut it. You know, when you take your hand and put it under your neck to mean cut. That's what he did, and then gave the thumbs up. And she just kind of looked back and walked off. That was very disrespectful to do. And it was a black man that did it. Now, I don't know if he's ADOS or what have you. But the fact of the matter is, in this establishment, they'll identify him as black. Well, the most recent thing that has come from this is that, well, also, too, I'm sorry, she also mentioned Tamir Rice. She mentioned Tamir Rice and Trayvon Martin. But what has now come out of this is it says the school district apologizes to her after that. You know what? I wouldn't even accept the apology, because you're valedictorian. You're giving your last speech to your graduating class and to your family and friends. You got cut off because of mentioning two names. The fact that he even did that is almost now saying that it's taboo to mention certain people's names, like black people's name, who have been killed unjustly and never received any type of justice in this establishment, all because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. We need to find out who the hell this guy is, because I'm trying to find who, okay, it was the principal. I'm trying to see, it doesn't mention this person's name, like the principal who did it. And, you know, it's just it's messed up. But like I said, it's become almost taboo that you can't even mention certain people's name. And this young lady doesn't even identify as black, but had the balls to mention not one, but two black people who were killed unjustly, and you had the black guy cut her off. Make that make sense. So it made him uncomfortable. And the thing is, he was the only one who made the gesture to have her mic get cut. It was other people on the stage. He's actually sitting next to another white person, maybe another white administrator. They didn't do anything. He is the one that did it. If I find the clip, I'll post it and you'll be able to see it, unless you've already seen it. But that was very, very disrespectful. I wonder how her family feels about that. I mean, imagine your child working hard all those years to get those good grades, to make that speech, and your speech that you can only have one time to make gets cut off because you are uncomfortable. And like I said, this is a black man that did that. But like they say, all skin folk ain't kin folk. But if I were her, I would not accept that apology, because that was embarrassing. Like, he basically embarrassed her in front of all her peers in her family. But like I said, she handled it with class, because all she did was she just kind of looked back at him and just walked off. If I was, get my diploma, I wouldn't have even shook his hand. I would have just got it, because they said it's the principal. So the principal, naturally, that's one of the last people's hand you shake. That's the person you take your picture with. I would just get my diploma and keep on walking. That's what I would have did. I don't know if that's what she did or not, but personally, me, had that had been me, I would not have shook his hand. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.